We've all heard of the dreadful phrase starving artist that implies that chasing your dreams to become a creative person for work will inevitably lead you to a life of misery. Fortunately, this is less the case nowadays, as the entertainment industry has become a behemoth of an industry requiring a lot of labor to maintain. And in our video today, we're going to explore how you can make money in the creative field of 2D animation. So let's jump right into the video.
Before we do that, let me tell you about our sponsor for today's video, Eagle App. Eagle App is a media asset manager that helps you organize, gather, and look through all of your references, images, audio, video content, notes, and so much more, all in one place. If you are tired of skimming through dozens of folders before you can find one reference that you need, or maybe you are starting a new project and you need a library of assets or references for inspiration, well, Eagle might be just the solution for you. With so many ways you can reference your files and so many types of files you can import into Eagle, because it is virtually able to read any file format. You can even capture websites or save videos from online websites such as YouTube or Vimeo. Furthermore, Eagle makes it even easier with the browser extension to integrate right into your navigator and allows you to capture whole pages or a portion of them. And all the screenshots get automatically tagged with the website URL so you can easily go back and check the original website. Also, Eagle has one of the most robust search functions ever. You can search your library based on the colors in the image. For example, you might want inspiration from images with red colors, and you can look up all images with predominantly red colors. You can also look for assets by name, size, dimension, format, date, and so much more. If this sounds good to you, which I think it is, you can try Eagle App now for free. You will find the necessary links in the description.
A lot of corporations need 2D animators to do animations, but not necessarily be a full-time employee, where you work with the company on several projects. These companies can vary from those specialized in the animation and entertainment industry who need mini animated films or what have you. They can also be regular corporations who want high-quality animation to make their ads or their educational material without having to make a live ad with a real setting and people, which can cost hundreds of dollars more than an animation. You would need a portfolio to present to any kind of client and do any kind of work. But with this category of clients, it's absolutely important to have a professional website with your best and most polished projects to present to potential clients what you can do for them. Having a strong and good professional relationship with such clients can make them a regular and returning client, and might even make them recommend you to other companies. With the rise of social media, we see a lot of people wanting casual commissions. They can be commission requests of the client's original D&D character, a gift for a friend, or a way to propose to their cartoon-loving spouse. You may never know. The point is, by making a social media account for your art, interacting with the 2D animation community, and just generally putting yourself out there, you might build a social media following big and strong enough to want to commission you for short animations. Individuals might not be able to afford what a big client asks you, but they can be a great way to diversify your income. As previously stated, having social media for this to work is essential. And not only that, you have to have a big enough of a following that wants to support you. In addition to having the aforementioned side hustles, you can also work for an animation company that works as a vendor to another company, providing them with animation for whatever purpose. Or an animation publisher, like say Disney, for example. You can work in a number of positions, from doing storyboarding to doing the final coloring. It's notoriously hard to get these jobs and get your foot in the door. You might need to have connections and build a network that would recommend you, or do unpaid internships for you to be potentially considered to be employed, as the market is saturated, actually. A lot of animation students who do showcases of animation projects can get the chance to be scouted by scouts for big companies. So take all of this into consideration if you want this to be your main income source. If working in the video games industry is something of interest, you can work on 2D video games animating sprites or even props and other foreground and background elements. You can work as part of a game development team or even make plenty of assets with different themes for developers who can't draw and animate to use on their games. It's also worth mentioning that if you have such a job, it might be very hard to maintain having side hustles, as well as a social media presence. Creating a YouTube channel where you share your day-to-day life as an animator can be a great way to make income while also building a following. This can be about virtually anything, like a daily routine, advice, a sketchbook tour, a Q&A session, and so on and so forth. As your channel gets bigger, you can earn from ads and also get sponsorships and brand deals and even make a Patreon. All of this can make you a solid side or even main income to live off of or support yourself with. One great example that comes to mind is Mew Tripled, and it's also a great channel to check out and see how the world of animation works for yourself if you have not dipped your toes in that just yet. If you're confident in your skills and find yourself experienced and knowledgeable enough to give good and educational content and material, you can use that to create tutorials and courses on YouTube, Gumroad, or Patreon. There are also platforms made specifically to host educational content that you can teach on, such as Skillshare, Coursera, or Udemy. The more popular and skilled you are, the more people will want to get your courses. So, if you already have a strong following, making money out of creating educational content would be less challenging than if you did not have a platform. So, keep that in mind. This is the same thing doing YouTube and talking about your day-to-day life and or making tutorials, except you write about them instead of making videos. This can be great for those who have very little time to sit down and make videos, or those who are camera shy. You can monetize your blog using ads and sponsorship and make a bit of a side income. It might be a little hard to get attention on a blog, a bit more tricky than making a video since audio-visual media can attract people more, especially since they can put it in the background as they work on their own project, and especially if it tackles an interesting topic. People would want to have access to that without having it to be the only thing they do. It's the age of multitasking after all. So take this into consideration. You can make a podcast version of your blogs to widen the reach of your content. Lastly, you can make small-scale animations featuring your own characters and storylines. Granted, this will take a lot of effort, time, and probably money depending on the scale. But if it's popular enough, you might be able to monetize the videos. And if your characters are popular enough, you can create merchandise around that and sell it. We see this in many animation channels, such as The Odd One Is Out and Jaden Animations. We saw these two channels at the height of their career having huge followings and being very relevant and popular. The hype around storytime animation channels has certainly died down like any other trend now, but the aforementioned still get a good number of views and even comments and interaction in general. Let it be known that as a freelance artist, it's best to diversify your revenue streams in case any one of them goes dry. Do not, and I repeat, do not put all of your eggs in one basket. Even as a full-time animator, you may never know what can happen, so make sure to not stick to just one of these options. It's also best to have a work-life balance and not overwork yourself to the point of burnout. That can be a sure way to put both your mental and physical health at peril. The good news in all of this is that making money as an artist is no longer a myth or only